So today when I told my mom I was moving out with Omar, like my mom was always constantly telling me to do, you know, order me to do whatever. She was like, oh, you don't need to leave, Laura. I'll move out and get an apartment. Like, Mom, I said it to her, I'm like, that will be the quickest way for elder services to come knocking on your door. Can you imagine if she moves out and I stay here? I mean, no, Mom, I have to move out. And I planned on moving out. I just wanted, you know, was hoping to have the winter, not have to deal with this shit in the middle of winter. But like I said, my health's in jeopardy now. I have nobody, you understand? I have nobody. No one to help me, no one to comfort me. Joe and Selena live thousands of miles away, so I have nobody. Nobody. I know these government fucks my mom refers to as her friends. My delusional sick mother refers to as her friends, of all things. Can you imagine what that's doing to me? Anyway, they're patiently waiting. They're waiting, that's all. They were pissed as all hell when she slammed the door in Elder Service's face last September and refused to talk to them. See? They weren't expecting that. They thought the mom they knew, my mom, would be compliant. And then it fucked my mom up. They get to say X, Y, and Z about me. What do you think it did to her that you guys, who she trusted and liked, you send Elder Services to her door, but she tries to find out and nobody, everyone's denial, you know, nobody did it. No one did it. They just showed up there. And my mom has to accept that. No one will tell her the truth. Even her DMH worker promised to get to the bottom of it. He didn't. He didn't. He didn't. Because he's among those. It's just his job. And these people do not care about you, Mom. You turn on the only hope you have, which is me. And that's it. We're done. We're officially done now. I have to save myself. Where am I supposed to go? I don't know. That's the thing. Where do people go in my situation when you have a pet? I could go anywhere if I didn't have Omar, but I'm not leaving Omar behind with her. Are you kidding me? I'm not leaving Omar behind, period, let alone with her. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm in a nightmare. Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone. Anyway, God sent woman, former God sent woman, the one who looked right at me and was like, you know, you're going to be dead before she is, Laura. And also said to me, you know, people are afraid to become friends with your mom around here. We knew people move in, they get warned because they know how she is. I became friends with her when I first moved in here, and then she's pounding on my door at 3 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, whatever, for a ride somewhere. I'm like, where did she want to go at that time? And like, the woman looks at me, she's like, Lord only knows. I don't know, Laura, but I know what she did, you know, so she knows. But she also said, I told you that I cling to. Nobody knows what goes on behind those doors but you, see? Because she knows. She knows that all these people in my mom's life, they just take as the gospel truth any fucking word that comes out of her mouth, so long as it's against me. And as for the government fucks who have ulterior motives, who love it, that she's loving and trusting them now, you know the bitch I complained about, I foolishly complained about her, and now she's reveling in the fact, I know she's reveling in the fact that my mom loves her now, and she's reveling in the fact that she got to be in this house, and you know, she helped my mom inside with stuff. She knows I can't stand her. She knows I complained about her justifiably. You have no right to use your position of power over my mom to drill my mom about things that, as Selena would very kindly put it, but I'll say that they're none of your business. Now, A, they're none of your business. B, Selena would say, do your motherfucking job and stop worrying about, you know, and C, my mom doesn't even remember. She's confused. She's not even gonna, she didn't understand, she was nervous, didn't understand why you're drilling her, why you're asking her these things out of the blue suddenly. So I complained about her, and not surprisingly, no one gave a fuck. and I had my mom complain about her, and all they do is think I'm putting words in my mom's mouth. Because in their eyes, you can't say one against the other, anything about, you know, they're comprised of individuals. They may be a team, but they're comprised of individual human beings who are flawed, unlike what they seem to believe, to the contrary, okay? So I didn't get along with this particular one from day one, but what does it tell you that I didn't get along with her, but got along with all the other ones? That should be telling in and of itself, right? To anyone with half a brain. It'd be one thing if I didn't get along with any of them, it's just her. And she knows I complained about her, justifiably, and she's reveling in the fact that my sick mother loves her now. And won't let me say anything bad, trying to remind my mom, refresh my mom's memory, even play my mom's own messages to me about this woman. I don't want to hear it, Laura. She's nice to me. You just need to da-da-da-da. I have to leave. I can't take it. I'm getting it from all directions. You understand? All directions. My mom wants strangers over here. If I'm not willing to meet them, then I'm being rude, and you know what I mean. And so I'm forced. I'm like, and I had to have that bitch here and talking to me when I never wanted to talk to her again for the rest of my life, and I vowed not to. And then I have to talk to her 2 nights in a row because she drove my mother home. And she could have walked in, and I could have been half naked here in my underwear creating a video with music. And my mom had told me she didn't have her keys and she wasn't going to be home for hours, you know. And then she had a problem and they'd come home. And I had to talk to this woman, and then I had to talk to her again the following night. Do you know what that does to me, people? It's fucking killing me. Does my mom understand it's killing me? No. Her illness prevents her from understanding anything that doesn't involve her. You made me cry. Mom, you make me cry all the time. I'm fucking sick. I told you that I just spent an hour in the bathroom, you know, and you're saying, why didn't you get my cell phone today, you know? You make me cry all the time. You think the world revolves around you, and I'm just your personal slave and servant, and you know, and I'm there to cater to your every whim, and I shouldn't be upset that you reveal personal info about me, and you're talking to me to these government fucks I can't stand, and then you say, oh, they're just interested in you, Laura, and it's all bullshit. They don't like me. Like Joe said, you don't know. They are trying to turn you against me. We already know that. When you moved back in here, the friggin' motherfucking nurse who knew she wasn't even staying, she was leaving, was like, we think you should have stayed in that apartment and not moved back in with your daughter. And my mom's like, why is she even saying that? She knows how horrible that apartment was with the heat and all that crap. Because they're trying to turn you against me, Mom. They called elder services when you had your apartment. They are waiting for you, something to happen, so they can, you know what I mean? They had no right to sit there in judgment, and I can understand being curious. I can. Okay? But the fact is, if you walk into our lives, it's been too complicated, too complex. It involves a third party, my mom's conniving cunt of a half-sister, and you're not going to just know things. And my mom forgets things too, okay? That woman didn't walk up to me, a total stranger, at the end of the night after 5 hours, and, you know, or however long my mom had been there. I was there less time because I didn't want to get there early. And my mom didn't like that. She thought she could order me to go with her, and then when I refuse and when I won't give her my hat, she tells me she hopes I get hit by a car and die because she knows I'm out walking. Why don't you just come with me? Because I don't want to, because you don't own me, because I don't want you there, and I haven't had a chance yet to leave and drink or whatever because you're constantly bugging me, and I'm ruining my night, which is exactly what I predicted was going to happen. When I told you point blank, I don't want you there, don't want you to go, and I'm not going to hang out with you there. I'm not responsible for you. And I told Selena and Joe and Churchwoman the same damn thing. If something happens to her or whatever, I am not responsible for her. I didn't want her to go. I didn't invite her to go. She went into the Patriots parade all by herself, and all kinds of things could have happened to her, and enough happened to her as it was, okay? And no one could stop her. I can't stop her from going here tonight with me, and going here on her own. Oh, and I had to hear little beast cunt that I can't stand, who knows I complained about her and knows I can't stand her, saying, have a good night tonight, have a good time tonight, Samantha. Yeah. They know damn well my mom's not doing that great, but they still encourage her to go out to bars, and they encourage her to do whatever. They know they can't stop her, but they also encourage her. And then my mom says, they say I can do. She said I could even have one drink, and my mom can make shit up, but she taunts me. That's why Joe says she's demon-possessed too, and I told Church Woman this morning, she taunts me. I can have a drink if I want to. You can't stop me, or any number of things you could think of that a little kid, she taunts me. And threatens me that she's going to call the government fucks on me now. Selena's warned her, you don't want to play around with that shit, Samantha, but my mom in one ear and out the other, okay? Because she's ill. But she's not doing all kinds of crazy things that would land her in the hospital, you understand? Not yet. I mean, she's just... That's why it's heartbreaking. I can't take it. I'm walking away. Where are you going to go? I don't know. Anyway, my mom's saying she'll leave and get it. Mom, you can't do that. You can't do that. That would be the quickest way for our eldest. My mom is delusional. She thinks everything's hunky-dory. She thinks that, I'm going to have the pastor talking some sense into you. On the one hand, she's threatening me all the time. Leave, leave, leave. I want you to leave. And then when I say I'm going to leave, for both our sakes, I don't want you to leave. And then she says she's going to leave, but you tell me to leave. Then leave Omar. Yeah, over my dead body, Mom, which is becoming more and more closer to a reality. Then you'll get Omar. See how long he lasts with you. But it won't matter because I'll be at peace. Finally. I don't know when she's going to be home. She said she wasn't coming home all day and that I ruined her day. I also had that guy over and teach me the guitar. Yeah, good luck to him. You can't figure out your friggin' flip phone things I've shown you over and over and over again, or the remote control, but you're going to learn the guitar, Mom. You'll probably throw a fit and he'll stop wanting to come or whatever. I won't be surprised. But she knows them and whatever. It's her business. These are old ones that I never told you about because I knew my aunt's watching, and now I don't give a fuck. It's over. My demonic aunt can have all this. She can go through the court process of these government fucks do what I know they're going to do the second I'm gone. It's like taking candy from a baby. My mom trusts them. She likes them. They're her friends. How dare I say anything against her friends? And I'm in a nightmare, trapped in a nightmare. And Joe says you need to find other people who are going through it right now, who can relate, who have experienced it and can advise you. Yeah. At this point, I have to leave and I have nowhere to go with Omar. To Selena. She called Joe to get sympathy from him, just like she calls you to beg him to talk to me about how horrible I am, how badly I am treating her, etc. When I got on her phone and told Joe the truth about how my mother was behaving, Joe said to me she's crazy. She thinks we can put a... This was several months ago, not now. She thinks we... Oh, and then she's... the whole dryer fiasco and whatnot. I was waiting for one to come from Lowe's, but we had to clean up in there, etc., etc. And then she's calling to get the vents. She just does what she wants. She's out of control. This was several months ago, and then she snapped out of it. She thinks we can put a washer and dryer in her bedroom, Selena. We have a great shed. Why can't we just put it in? And then Joe's like, she's crazy. Why do you even try it? Why don't you disengage? Why do you even talk to her? What choice do I have? I live here, and when I refuse to talk to her, she starts screaming at me and yelling, and I can't escape. And then Joe's like, we'll go for a walk. I'm not going for a walk in the middle of the night when I'm asleep in the closet because the only place I can have peace, Joe. Oh. We have a great washer in the laundry room, and sorry, Mom, but I couldn't have the dryer I ordered from Lowe's delivered right away. I had to postpone the delivery for 2 weeks. I am not a machine, and I am pretty much doing on my own everything that needs to be done. Our laundry room is literally filled to the door with her stuff and mine, and I'm not going to spend several hours lugging all that shit into my bedroom where I need to sleep at night, because if I sleep on the couch or even in her room like I did last night, she will wake me up when she feels like doing so, and even after promising to wait until I wake up on my own. If I spend hours putting tons more stuff in my room, I won't be able to sleep in my room until everything is unpacked, organized, etc. I am slowly getting my room to where Omar and I can again sleep in there at night. I have the right to put earplugs in my ears, lock my door, and sleep on my schedule, not hers. But even if one item of hers is still in my room, she will feel like she has every right to go in my room, wake me up at her convenience, etc. I need to sleep in my room and escape from her at night. When I sleep on the couch, she wakes up and then wakes me up super early. When I am on no sleep, I can't function and wind up taking way longer to do everything I need to do, even when I am sick. She thinks I can snap my fingers like Tabitha on Bewitched, and everything in this place will instantly be cleaned, organized, pictures will be up on walls, box things of hers she wants will be instantly at her disposal, etc. I am only one person, one flesh and blood human being, not a never tired, needs no sleep robot or unfailing machine. Unfailing machine. These are the old ones, by the way. And I thought for sure she was going to wind up in the hospital when she had just moved in, but she can't stand any kind of stress. I have to do everything. She moved in a week early because the church woman volunteered church people and the pastor to move her big stuff, and the church woman and I spent hours and hours and hours and hours moving the little stuff. In the end, it saved my mom a few $100s in moving costs, but it caused me extra stress because I needed that extra week before she would move in, and nothing was done. Nothing was prepared for her. Joe, she or whatever demon has possessed her mind, body, and soul won't be happy, satisfied, satiated until I am dead. Selena dead. Omar and I are moving out in the middle of fucking winter and leaving her to rot in her own selfish insanity. I'm going to wind up in the hospital. I begged her to just leave the text on her phone alone. Begged her, screamed, cried, they aren't for you, and she wouldn't drop it. Ordered me to read them all to her, she would delete them. I said they are from contractor, and she said I want to know what they said. They are on my phone. Tell me or I'll delete them all. She has lost her fucking mind. I'm going to puke. She loves only herself. I ripped from her hands a phone that is in my name, paid for monthly by a credit card, and called her a selfish child. She's insane, Selena. She just pushes and pushes and pushes me and then gets to cry to people who don't know their asses from their elbows. Then all I do is yell at her for no reason. I might have a heart attack, Selena. I am not kidding. Nothing on this earth is worth the terrified way I'm feeling right now. I might actually die. Trying to reason with her, get her to show 1 ounce of compassion for me is like trying to reason with her illicit compassion or understanding from a bowl of fruit. I have never in my life felt this way, and I am scared. This was last night at almost 10 p.m. February 9th. It's not a joke. I wish it were a joke. It's not. Selena, I feel sick right now, but maybe you and I can talk Sunday about your stuff. Mine is just the same old, increasingly worse, kill me now shit. By the way, a young guy from that place is coming here tomorrow after church to teach my mom the guitar and Spanish, French for $20 per week, you know, once a week for $20 per week. That's okay, but I am no mood to meet him, and if I don't want him to see all my personal crap piled up in living room, like nosy cunt government saw 2 days in a row when I had no idea she would be driving my mom home, let alone helping my mom inside when I was half naked, and easily could have been creating a video and not even heard them come in the first day when my mom told me she didn't have her keys. Selena, a picture of just the living room. This is what the living room, my room, and the laundry room look like right now, but my room and laundry room look even worse. And you don't have any realtor over here or whatnot who you're now fancying your friend as well, because she heard through the grapevine that you might want to sell your house, so now she sent you a letter of introduction. It's not a letter initiating friendship, but it doesn't even matter because you don't have any realtor over when the place looks hurricane hit in 3 of the rooms. You do not have over a total stranger realtor you've never met, yet if you were my delusional mother, you add to the list of people you fancy your friends. And then I put the next thing, half naked and 2 days in a row, forced to, from my bedroom, forced to converse with my enemy, whom my mother angrily rushes to defend and declare her fucking friend. Already felt violated and then had to hear my naive sick mother discussing me and my personal life and plans with another friend of my mother's who knows just how much these government fucks can't stand me. You know, my mom knows this. Believe my mother needs protection from me, etc., and that I feel exactly the same way about their sneaky sugar sweet to my mom government-employed communists, says Joe, mostly fat asses. I honestly feel like I'm being raped, Selena. There are different kinds of rape in this life. Rape doesn't necessarily have to be sexual in nature. And I told my mom that when she talks about my personal stuff to these motherfuckers, she knows, you know, government employed, knows can't stand me, knows I can't stand justifiably, knows the whole 9 yards. And my mom was like, well, I was raped. Yeah, so was I, Mom, on 2 different occasions, okay? You don't, like, hold the thing in pain or whatever. It's not just about you. The world doesn't just revolve around you. But it does in your delusional, mentally ill brain where you think you're perfectly fine and I'm the problem. I don't know what I'm going to do. I just know it's just reached the cross. It's reached whatever that saying is. It's just no reasoning with her. I'm hungover today. We went out last night. The place is still a mess. That guy's supposed to come tomorrow morning, and I'm going to, you know, after you go to church. But now he's not, because according to my mom, I ruined that for her, and she's going to be blabbing, calling everybody, and I can't take it. What am I going to do about her? She's oh. It's over, Mom. You have sealed your fate. I warned you when you weren't sick. The worst thing, you're digging your own grave if you ever turn on me, if you ever trust these government fucks, and you're not only trusting them again, you're referring to them as your fucking buddies, your fucking friends, and I just can't deal with that shit, people. I just can't deal with it. And then I tell you to leave me out of it. Don't discuss me or my personal business or me being on just anything with these people I can't stand, who can't stand me. And what do you say? Oh, they're just interested in you, Laura. Oh my God. And again, I know this all derives from her illness, but she doesn't know it. You understand? And like Joe will point out to you, or any of you will be like, oh, she's mentally ill, Laura. You need to just blah, blah. No. Joe will tell you guys point blank to shut your fucking mouth and understand it doesn't matter from where this insanity, the way my mother treats me, derives. It's still fucking affecting me. It will still land me in the hospital. It's still jeopardizing my health, whether or not it's coming from her mental illness or some outside entity, demon or whatever. It's fucking killing me. Because it's only ignorant motherfuckers who will say, well, she's mentally ill, it's not her fault, she can't help it. I am aware of that. It doesn't change what it's doing to me. It doesn't change the fact that I could have cancer, that I felt like I was going to have a heart attack last night because there's no reasoning with her. There's no begging her. She claims to love me, yet doesn't give a fuck if I tell her I've been shitting all day on the toilet. Why didn't you give me my cell phone? You told me you would get it today. Mom, please, I've been sick. What do you want from me? Well, no, you said you would get it, Laura. You're supposed to get it at Christmas. I want it. I want it. Remember, I don't fucking fucking, quote, yell, unquote, until she is pushing me and pushing me to my breaking point. There's no reasoning with her, and I can't take it. You understand? I'm a human being. I'm not a fucking robot. The church woman forwarded to Joe and Selena. She's blabbing and blabbing personal info about me to the enemy church woman, the people paid to be nice to her, yet she refers to them as their friends. These are the same friends who told me she should have a payee, the same friends who wanted to know why I was living here in her home and she wasn't, the same friends who, there is no doubt in my mind, sent elder service to her doorstep this past September. There is no reasoning with her. She is delusional and in denial, and I, quote, yell, unquote, out of shock and frustration over what I know is going to be the end result of her increasingly worsening foolish trust and big mouth. She wanted to accept a ride home from one of the many male strangers she was blabbing Lord knows what to for 5 hours last night, and when I got upset about her wanting us to get a ride home with a male stranger, she kept telling me how nice he was and snidely accused me of being paranoid. She is a child, churchwoman, but even children are capable of comprehending the concept of stranger danger, in quotations, and that secret monsters have perfected the art of being, quote, nice, unquote, to their hoped-for next victim. Selena, please listen to the voicemails I left for you and try to talk some sense in my sick mother's insane delusional brain before it's too late for her and me, Selena. Her insanity is going to land elder services on our doorstep again. She and I aren't getting along. The place is a mess, and I am hungover. So what does my mother do? Invites over to meet my mother and me and look at the house. A female realtor who recently moved here heard through the grapevine my big mouth mother wants to sell her house and sent my mother, who is now insanely referring to this total stranger as her friend, a letter introducing herself. She isn't your, quote, friend, unquote, mom any more than the conniving government fucks who make up blah, blah, blah and blah, blah, blah are your friends, in quotations. It is their job to be nice to you. And this woman you invited here tonight is a realtor who hopes to have the opportunity to sell your home, and it is going to look really bad when I refuse to come out and meet her and stay barricaded in my bedroom, just like I did that morning you tried to force me to meet Danielle from the blah, blah, blah at 8 in the morning when I was in bed and not dressed. And is Danielle, who witnessed you screaming at me and calling me a bitch outside my barricaded door, even any longer your so-called friend? No, she went and blabbed to the blah, blah, blah that there was too much stress here in this house, and she hasn't talked to you since. And then I'd hear my mom say, well, she says there's too much stress here. She wouldn't want to live here anyway. Nobody was asking her to live here, Mom. Selena couldn't even believe it. The 2-year-old is running the show. You understand? Being held hostage by a 2-year-old who gets to run the entire show. Selena's like that. You don't know what that woman is, has ulterior motives. She could move in there and never move out. It could be a nightmare for you. Selena, don't you think I know that? There's no reasoning with my mother, who gets to then call people, and she knows, who take as a gospel to everything she says, and say that I yell at her all the time for no reason. There's no reasoning with her. That woman was in my house. I refused to talk to my mom. I didn't acknowledge the woman, didn't acknowledge my mom, and that woman witnessed my mom, not me, yelling and screaming and having a temper tantrum and calling me a crazy bitch and calling me rude and this, that, or whatever. Intentionally, and I taped it all. I recorded every last minute of it. Vindication, okay? The way I am treated by these people in my mom's life, okay? Is like, it's almost like I used to liken it to somebody who goes to jail for a crime they didn't commit, but this time around I recorded hundreds of hours secretly. I have everything recorded, plus I've sent hundreds of texts to Churchwoman Selena and Joe, okay, since my mom moved back in here. And again, it's been touch and go before. Of course, anybody ignorant is going to try to say, oh, your mom's sick, because that's what they do. And that's why Joe's like, what the hell? Who cares, Laura? people are going to believe what they believe, and fuck them. Fuck them. That's what Joe says, fuck them. Because they don't know the truth. They don't know the truth, but at least God sent woman said, I told you, you're going to be dead before she is, Laura, referring to my mom, and nobody knows what goes on in that house but you. I rest my case. My mom could say X, Y, and Z, and everyone can believe her and whatnot, and that's it. I know the truth. My conscience is clear. My heart is pure. And Joe says that's all that matters. She's having cataract surgery. There is work we need to have done on the house. It's the middle of winter. You know, I want her to do all those things she wants to do. I want her to keep it secret, but the cat's out of the bag. She's telling everybody, okay? She knew when she was well, you know, at least as well as she could be. You keep a low profile. You don't blab your plans. You keep it secret, Mom. You can't trust the government fucks. They sent the elder services to your door. Your primary care physician was the only one to tell you the truth, that your competency was in question, and now it's months later and you've totally forgotten about it. You don't want to hear it, and they're your friends because they're nice to you. She calls these government fuckers her friends, says to me they're just interested in you, Laura, and flies into a rage if I have the nerve to say anything negative or derogatory about her friends who, unlike me, who does nothing but yell at her all the time for no reason, are really, really, really nice to her. You do not even want to know the violent fit, I kid you not, a violent fit, people, she had when I tried to play for her the voicemail she left for me when she didn't trust any of her government buddies and was saying stuff about the cunt who was in my home the two nights in a row, Thursday and Friday, when I didn't want to ever lay eyes on her again, talk to her again, anything, after the shit she pulled with me. And my mom sit there in judgment about something you know nothing, you fucking ignorant cunt. Morbidly obese ignorant cunt to boot. When she didn't trust any of her government buddies and was saying stuff about that woman and all the services showing up on my mother's doorstep immediately 5 months ago. My mom went into a fit. She can't deal with it. I asked you if that's an example of cognitive dissonance. Of course it is. My mom can't accept the fact that these people who are so nice to her could possibly have ulterior motives and not be sincere and all that. She can't deal with it. So I'm the enemy. She hates me. They get to sit in on her doctor's appointments and not me. I get shut out. We know behind the scenes they're turning her against me. We already know that. Joe told me that's what's happening. He told me even months ago to look up online. I tried and I couldn't find anything. The brainwashing of caregivers that do to like a schizophrenic person or something. How caregivers brainwash their charge or whatever, okay? In this instance, they're all the government, just like elder services is the government. They're government caregivers. So I'm in fucking hell, okay? This is hell. This is like a hostage situation, being held hostage by a 2-year-old, and it's like being a kidnapping victim, where that 2-year-old can say anything she wants against you and be believed, no matter what. Like clockwork, she's going to come home here today and say, I talked to them and they're praying for you, Laura, that you'll wise up and straighten out, and the pastor wants to talk to you. And I'm not talking to these people. These are the devout born-again Christians. So the ones who brought hell up at my aunt's funeral, of all things, when there's all different races there, Jew, everybody, you know. It's not the time or place at my aunt's funeral. My aunt, who was pure love, to bring up hell and damnation and all that. I don't want to talk to him. I appreciate him helping you move and saving you all that money, but I don't want to, you know, I'm not going to talk to him. I'm sickened by all of this. Sickened. 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 That she gets to be there and say all this crap, and I don't get to say anything. You know, I get to say stuff out here, but it's not like any of you can hold me or comfort me or help me. You know? My mom she loves it. She loves the sympathy. She can say whatever she wants and they believe her. You know, so long as it's a negative something against me, they believe her. And I can't take it. And I can't even ignore her. You understand? Damn straight I'm recording her. If she kept her mouth shut, I wouldn't have anything to record, would I? But she's constantly giving me stuff to record. She won't keep her mouth shut, so... Even when I try to ignore her, she'll be saying stuff when I'm in my bedroom. Trying to ignore her. I can't ignore her. She couldn't find her keys this morning, just like she couldn't find her keys the other day. I can't find my keys. Can you give me your keys? I'm not going to give you my keys, Mom. Look for your keys. I can't find them. You give me your keys. And then I go to her. I wrote a letter like, you tell all these people today you're lying to about me. That Omar and I are moving out and that you have sealed your fate for good. My daughter says she's moving out and that I've sealed my fate for good. My mom doesn't believe it. She never believes it. Nothing's going to happen to me. They said nothing's going to happen to me, Mom. As in the government, Fox. Mom, every time you've wound up in the hospital, you believed right up into the minute it was happening that it couldn't happen. It's so sad. If I don't find someone to help me, a support group, something, that she's just going to drive me down with her. That woman wasn't kidding when she said to me, Laura, you're going to be dead before your mother is. The end. I know, Bughead.